Hi, I wanted to do a short video about InterStim. I haven't really talked much about the bladder condition that I have. Um, it's called interstitial cystitis, or people call it IC for short. Much easier to say. It's basically a breakdown of the mucus lining in the bladder wall, and it can the acids and the toxins in the urine can irritate it, which causes really bad inflammation and major chronic pelvic pain from like hip bone to hip bone. It's really bad and it never goes away. It's if you've ever had a UTI, it's like a UTI that never stops. But this is no bacteria. Basically, an IC bladder, when it's full, it doesn't stretch right, like the way a balloon would and the way a normal bladder would. It doesn't stretch correctly, so instead it cracks and bleeds. Um, and that's about the only way to diagnose IC is to have actually someone go in, blow up your bladder, like a hydrodistension, and get it looked at. Usually, if they think it's IC, but they want to make sure they'll tend to do biopsies and rule out cancer. Um, I've been on this. My first symptoms were December 24th, 2005. I know it to the day. I'll never forget it. Um, and then something did kind of traumatic happen at the beginning of that February of 2006, and I was raped, and it did kind of throw everything kind of crazy, pain wise. I don't think that has anything to do with me having IC. People tend to say bladder trauma or whatever, or labor, or they've been in a car accident or something like that. And rape is one of them, but mine was before. I don't even know that it kicked it in. Um, so I was put on all these medicines, and I'm talking a bag full of medicine bottle, medicine bottle, medicine bottle. I mean, I can't even hold enough, and there's still one, two, three, four in there, and I just got off of two of them, which was why I wanted to talk about InterStim. My doctor mentioned InterStim to me 2 or 3 years ago. It was actually my PA, and she, I know this is going to be really loud, so I'm going to like sit this down this back. My PA talked to me about it. She said it did not help with pain, and at the time, pain was my biggest issue. So I did not choose to go through with the surgery. Basically, what InterStim is it works like a pacemaker, just like it would for your heart or anything else. These things can be placed just about anywhere in the body. And basically, what happens is when you're urinating like that and you're going and feeling like you need to go all the time, it's usually one of two things. Either it's the muscle itself, which InterStim can't really fix, or it's the signals in the brain are incorrect between the bladder and the brain. And what this does is this sends off electrical pulses, like very quick flutterings. Um, Down low, it's stuck down into the sacral nerves and right up against it. And there's different, like literally right up against it. They pick one side and stimulate one. I did a test trial for 8 days. It was a week. Um, it was successful, and I noticed that even before I left the hospital doors during my trial, I looked at my mom and I was like, "Oh, I'm in so much pain," and I was talking, and usually I have to pee before I leave to go anywhere, and I looked at my mom and I was like, "But you know what? I don't have to pee." Um, when I got the trial removed a week later, they was really nervous about getting it was a PNE. It wasn't a stage one InterStim. I had a trial version, not permanent implants. It's called a PNE. Um, it was ingenious. I was really upset when I wish I could have went right into it, had it done. They had me set up for a surgery date that was about 10 days away. Everybody in the office, everybody was excited about it, and somehow something ended up getting approved by my insurance. And you can't let that discourage you because I was told it was about my main surgery when actually they had not approved the trial because they said that it was basically just like testing me out. It was well, the letter said it was experimental, whatever. But once they got the results and we were able to turn stuff in, the insurance decided to pay for it, and it turned out that my surgery never was turned down or denied. Um, so InterStim, basically what they do is I decided to go ahead, obviously, because it worked enough. They wanted a 50% improvement with urgency and frequency, and for me, when I wake up, I pee like crazy. It's on my mind about 100% of the time I'm awake unless I am divulged in a game or a movie or TV show or talking with my boyfriend or family or just engaging in something. But all I could think about in my brain was I had to pee, I have to pee, I have to pee, but I knew I didn't really have to pee. Um, with IC Awareness Month being in September, I was really excited that all this was happening in September for me. So when I got a September 27th date, I was excited. But when it had to be pushed back because of the insurance company. Um, but it was only by a matter of days. I ended up getting my real one on, it was a stage 1 and stage 2 surgery on October 1st. I am an official InterStimmer now. I am a cyborg. I have metal and electricity in my body, for crying out loud. Um, I mean, it's crazy to think about. It's just like what, but it works. I don't know. And also, this is like TMI, but it helped with bowel issues. I had major constipation, whether it was from, I don't know, maybe I have a bit of yeah, IBS. Is that what yeah, irritable bowel syndrome. Jeez. But they kind of go hand in hand most of the time. If the bowel's irritated, the bladder's irritated. So, constipation was huge, especially being on pain medicine and other things like that. Not being able to eat well or eat fully right or eat what I want to eat because I see, and it has helped with that too. It was like killing two birds with one stone. Now, do I still have IC? Yes. Am I still in pain? Yes. Does my bladder still not hold as much as it should? Yes. Does my bladder still crack and bleed? Yes. So I'm still in pain. Um, I still have PCOS and fibromyalgia. Now they're wanting to check me for like endometriosis. Like, what more could possibly go wrong? I'm 29. I don't have children. I want a child one day. And now with this device, I know that I'd have to get back on certain medications because I have to turn the device off during pregnancy. But basically what they do is they stick these two things down on either side of the top of your butt crack, and they go down into your sacral nerves, which is into the coccyx bone. It's the third slot pair down. And they slide this in there. And instead of it being a trial wire, they go down on both sides and they pick which one is stimulated better. Now, during my trial, I had better success with my left side. But I never felt like the right one was in the right place, so I stuck with the left side during my trial because it was successful. Um, so I did. I stuck with it. I let them know. But my Medtronics rep told me that there was a chance that it could be on the right side. I had a feeling it would be on the right side, and I was right. When I woke up, it was the very first question I asked: is it on the right side? So I have this incision in the back. I had the two entrance wounds for the holes. Um, when I first got it, I was having retention because it turned up too much, which was really freaking me out. I was being overstimulated. We figured out that problem. I just turned it down and got the same results and everything. So, is this something that I would recommend to an IC patient? People tend to say that this is not good for IC. I beg to differ. When you have multiple things wrong with you, and if you can correct at least one of the 5, 6, maybe more things wrong with you, that's wonderful. I no longer have to take Detrol LA or wear Oxytrol patches, which are both bladder relaxants. They were both two of the most expensive medicines that I have, even with insurance. So I can't imagine. I did want to do an update about it. I have my follow-up on the 25th. So we shall see how it goes. I'm glad I did a video about it. If there's anybody with any questions, please ask me. I had so many, and I had so many people help me, and it was wonderful with support groups. So ask away, and thanks for listening.